Peace and light, all. Indigo Blush here again with part two of my random ramblings with the universe and life. Um, but going back to the topic of the television, basically what needs to be done is that we simply need to unplug them. Unplug your television. And even do it, you guys can do it subtly. Um, just it is a task in in learning to accept the fact that that's something that needs to be done. It took me a while, but I did do it subtly. So as time has gone on, it's like it just doesn't matter anymore about having that television on. But doing it subtly, you can watch it when you watch it, and then when you're doing you time, just unplug it so you won't feel those energies so heavy. But for me, I feel them now regardless, even when the television is in the same room that I'm in. So um, with that's that on the television and those horrible energies that come from it. Um, I have found myself in coming four dimensional that last night. A lot of things went on last night that I kind of paid a whole lot of attention to. And I think with all those thoughts that were being thrust in my head, I kind of was able to embrace them more and seeing the truths as they are. And so as I was laying there, I was like, okay, it's not necessarily about calling to the Most High, because something came over me, on me, in me, and says that it's just about becoming one and centering, which I hear all the time. And so in hearing it, I wasn't able to embrace it as such, which kind of like just freeing yourself of every element of this life, just freeing yourself of it and stripping away of all the heaviness and just not necessarily like I said, and it's hard for me to explain, but it just laid on me at that moment, saying just it's about centering and finding that quiet space and quiet peacefulness and just knowing that you are a part of the illuminated world. It's just an illumination that covers covers who you are. And so I embrace that. It's just a feeling of freedom, of not being bound to any shackles of anything anymore. And so that was something that I kind of took in, and I wish that I could be able to explain it a little better than I am. It was like air. It was like air, just and just I don't know. It was just something. And so I was placed in that moment, in that space right then, and then it was taken away. But I felt it and I received it to be as such. Also, being that it's, right now I can't not relate anything that's wonderful to the Most High, I will continue to do so until I see otherwise that that's not the case, which I know that I will always be a person of knowing that there's some greatness and positive energies that are going on. But so in speaking to the Most High, um, I for me, I've come to see that when we say we plead the blood and those things, in some of the studies that I've come across, that feeling of blood on our earth and those things are kind of heavy. I'm trying to understand them, but they kind of feel wrong to me a little bit now in that statement. And so, but what came to me was that is we should ask him to cover us not in his blood, but in his light, because that is what we are to become. We're to become illuminating and bright and a fierce light, like the sun. We're supposed to be radiant. And so, in pleading the blood, it just doesn't sound right to me anymore. Um, you're pleading the blood, and that comes from, the Bible and what have you, and speaking of Jesus Christ shedding his blood and what have you, which was spoken supposed to be in a powerful text or whatever. Um, but it doesn't feel right to me anymore. So for me, I think I would rather plead the light of his information over me. Allow me to beam. Allow me to radiate. Allow me to become this perfect piece of light that just shines out into the universe, and so that everyone can embrace and receive love and peace and healing from from me, but it's coming from the Most High. So these are things that I think y'all should kind of think on, and think about how they feel, and not just follow it because it's in a text. It's time to not just continue on with what's in a text. Because for me, I used to always say, well, go read it. It's there. And I still say that, but it's about embracing the fact of the truism from the Most High, the universe, and the ancestors. If you ask them to help you in that and receiving whether something is true or not, then that's where you'll get your answers. Not just because it's in a book, um, but a lot of the things that are written, they have trickery in them. Some of it is true, and they mix some of the true in with the false. And so it's up to us, to be able to embrace what is true and what is false. So we need to work on that so that we won't be led astray anymore. We're going to continue to be led astray as long as you continue to follow these things that are written, and thinking that everything that's written down is true and right. Um, Also, I guess speaking on the Bible, um, briefly, 'cause I don't really have much to say about the Bible, um, like I used to. I do want to start back studying it some, because last night I was taken into a place of like understanding in a deeper level of the text of Revelation, and I related it to alchemy and um, and the end of this cycle that we're about to come upon in 2012, or they say 2012. Um, and so this new cycle that we'll be coming upon, in reading and understanding it in some areas of the Mayan calendar, and which I'm still learning. I really don't know a whole lot about that at all. Still studying, but in the little bit that I was able to ingest, is some heavy stuff, and it kind of relates in my thoughts to Revelations. And so again, that's why we need to understand and know that what's in the Bible, we know that some of that stuff has been altered. Some of it has been altered. And so that's why I was just saying that we need to ask the Most High to allow us to be guided to the path of truth. You know, like I said, there are parts in Revelations that sound pretty much relating to the Mayan calendar. And because I don't want to quote it wrong, so I don't want to say anything about what it said, but I'm kind of throwing it to you guys to go study the Mayan calendar and study alchemy and see the relation to Revelations. And you'll be like, wow. And it's so funny because, like I said before in another one I did, the Most High always, I promise, every time I think about something, it doesn't take any time for me to find the answer to, or come across something similar to what I was thinking, and it's kind of answering what I was thinking. I had just probably like 20 minutes, 30 minutes at the most, um, thought about, okay, well, it sounds to me like The Mayan calendar is related to alchemy and revelations, but I mostly related it to revelations. That was the first thing that came to my mind. And I was like, oh, well, you might be thinking it was too heavy, you know, just think on it a little more and see what you come with. Not even 30 minutes later, I promise, that was revealed to me. And I'm like, wow. So I always thank the Most High for guiding me, into the right areas of what my mind wants to know and hear. Because I don't want to continue to be led astray. Um, what else do I want to speak on today? Out of body experiences, I suppose I'll go there a bit. And only because I desire so much to experience such. I want to experience an out of body experience. I want to ascend. I want to see what's going on in the other realm of life. I think it's pretty awesome. My sister, she told me that she ascended, I think at least twice. And one of my clients, um, she told me that she had ascended before and she said it scared her. My sister, she's a tough cookie, so she kind of embraced it to be what it was. Um, but, and I think she said the first time it did kind of scare us a little bit, but for the most part, she's a tough cookie, so she keeps it moving and stuff like that. But my client, she's ascended before, and she said she was reading a book, and all of a sudden, she was taken out of her body, and she was able to see herself reading that book. So, it's just amazing. I just think ascending is probably the most awesome thing that a person could experience. And so I'm envious of those who can and who have. Um, as I said before, I have had these other paranormal experiences happen to me, but I'm greedy. I'm greedy. And I just want to know. I just want to know, period. I just want to know the ins and outs of this game that we're playing. I want to be able to actually see myself in my thoughts because this matrix thing that we are going through in this lifetime um, is something that we need to realize is really not real. You know, um, everything is illusory. Everything is illusory, and in becoming this four-dimensional being, I really am able to accept that these things that are going on really are not real. When I was pumping some gas today, I kind of stepped outside myself and was able to kind of feel the car coast as they pulled in and out and actually see what was going on. I can't step outside of myself. I have been able to do that. That's when I'm awake though. So I have been able to do that, but I don't know. Life is just something to me. So I guess in that, enough with the mystical things for today, I guess, because they may be a bit too heavy for some. And so I'll probably have a lot of them now, though, because I'm somewhere else. So at any rate, I think I'll stop here. And I'll be back again. Peace and light, love and extending peace and universal healing to you all.